student. In the series of videos, we are going to study a subject called corporate accounting. This is for third semester BBA classes of Kuvempu University. In the previous semesters, that means in the first semester and the second semester, you have studied basics of accounting and financial accounting. This is all for the basics you have understood, that is for GAAP you have understood generally accepted accounting principles to enter a business transactions in the books of accounts. Here you are more clear about what is accounting and how the business transactions are entered in a simple books called journal entry, ledger entry and a cash book, purchase book. These things you have studied in a first and second semester. In this semester you are going to study a subject called corporate accounting. This is more scoring subject because you have more problematic chapters in the subject. It is not that much tough. It is easy if you understood the concepts. You can score more in this chapter. Most of the time, more than 90% you can score in this subject. Here there is a two word called corporate. Another one is an accounting. What is an accounting? You all have studied in a previous semester. That is, accounting means all the business transactions are entered in the books of account based on the golden rules of accounting. That is what accounting principles, accounting conventions and accounting rules we have studied. So on the basis of that, we have entered all the business transactions in the books of accounts. Then another word is a corporate. What is corporate? Corporate is nothing but a business. It is a company that is for a larger businesses who is owned by shareholders. A company is an incorporated business organization registered under the Act, and that means a Companies Act of 1956. So, in the whole we can say that corporate accounting is a special branch of accounting which deals with the accounting for companies and preparation of final accounts of companies. Then we will discuss more on that now. In the first chapter, you have final accounts of joint stock companies. Companies, you all know that company is nothing but it is incorporated business organization registered under the Act. Now, as like a sole proprietorship and a partnership firm. For sole proprietorship and partnership firm, there is no statutory obligation to enter and prepare a final account, because sole proprietor is a single owner, then he owns a business and he runs a business, he manages the business. Likewise, in the partnership, they contribute a profit. In the basis of that, they manage businesses. But in a joint stock company, it is not like that, because owners are different than a management. Owners is nothing but a shareholders of the company. Shareholders are large in numbers, so the manager, that is board of directors, will manage a business, so that there is a statutory application arises to maintain a final account. Under Section 210 of the Companies Act makes it obligation for a company to prepare its final accounts at the end of every financial year. Now, what is a financial year? Financial year is a period in which accounts has been prepared. It may be more or less than a calendar year. Usually, a financial year starts from 31st March to 1st April to 31st March. It should be more or less than a calendar year, but it should not exceed 15 months. Sometimes it may exceed to 18 months with a special provisions from the registrar of the company. In 31st March 1989, all the joint stock company have started to prepare a financial accounts for each financial year ended the 31st March. So, financial year is a year which is starts from 1st April to 31st March. So I have said already that the company has a statutory obligation to prepare a final accounts. On the basis of that, the Companies Act of 1956, Section 209 to 220 deals with the preparation of final accounts of joint stock company. Section 9 deals with that accounts should be prepared on accrual basis, that is a double entry system. What is this double entry system? That means for every business transaction amounted to be recorded in a minimum of 2 accounts. The amount entered as a debit must be equal to the amount entered as a credit. For example, if a company borrowed 1 lakh rupees from a bank, the company's cash account must be increased by rupees 1 lakh and the liability account must be increased by 1 lakh. To increase an asset, a debit entry should be required. To increase a liability, a credit entry is required. Hence, the cash will be debited for 1 lakh and the liability, loans payable, will be credited for 1 lakh. Like that, the Section 209 deals with the double entry system of accounting. Section 10 deals with the presentation and a preparation of final accounts. Section 211 deals with the forms and content of the balance sheet and the profit and loss account, under which format the balance sheet and the profit and loss account should be entered. We will discuss in the coming class that how the balance sheet and profit and loss account, the format looks like. What are the things we should involve in a profit and loss account and we should involve in a balance sheet. Section 212 deals with the disclosure of certain particulars in a balance sheet of a holding company in respect of its subsidiaries. If the company has a subsidiary, then which are the things the holding company should disclose, which are the things the holding company should not disclose, can be dealt in a Section 210 of Companies Act. Then Section 213 makes a provision for extension of the financial year of holding company and a subsidiary company. In the previous slides we have discussed that the final account should be based on a financial year. Financial year must be a 12 months. If it may increase on certain circumstances. What are the provisions for the extension of the financial year will be discussed in a Section 213. Section 214 deals with the provisions regarding rights of holding companies, representatives and members to inspect books of accounts kept by any of its subsidiaries, that is based on the inspection of a member to a subsidiary company. Then Section 15 deals with that the preparation of balance sheet and the profit and loss account should be authenticated by a board of directors. On behalf of board of directors, the manager should give authenticated information on balance sheet and a profit and loss account. Then Section 216 will be deals that the profit and loss shall be treated as an annexure to the balance sheet and auditor's report as an enclosure thereon. That means after preparation of profit and loss account, it should be kept it in an annexure. Then the board of directors meeting, the board of directors report shall be attached to the every balance sheet laid before the shareholders in general meeting, when the general meeting happens. Section 218 deals with that the penalty for improper issue, circulation or publication of balance sheet and a profit and loss account. That means Section 218 deals that any improper issue or a circular or publication of balance sheet and profit and loss account shall be punished through a penalty. Then section 219 deals with the right of a member to copies of a balance sheet and a profit and loss account. That means the right of a member to keep copies of balance sheet and a profit and loss account, to keep or to ask a balance sheet and profit and loss account copies. Then section 220 deals with that 3 copies of balance sheet and profit and loss account shall be filled with the registrar within 30 days after our annual general body meeting. So till now we have discussed that what are the statutory obligations are involved in the preparation and presentation of balance sheet and profit and loss account, that means a final accounts of joint stock company. Now we'll discuss on what's the purpose of preparing final accounts. Final accounts are the end product of accounting work during the accounting period. Final accounts is nothing but an end product. That means at the end of the year we are going to prepare this to know what are the accounting work are done during the accounting period. The preparation of final account is not the first stage of accounting cycle, but they are the final product of accounting cycle. That is why they are called a final account. That means at the end of the accounting period we are not going to prepare a final account. At the end of the accounting period we are going to prepare a final account. That is why we will mention on a balance sheet that as on at the end of financial year. The profit and loss account will mention profit and loss account at the end of the financial year, and the balance sheet will say that as on that date, so that the name called final account, it is a final product of accounting cycle. The final accounts are enabled to check on the conduct of business and to discover whether it is being run profitability. It means that the message are being conveyed to the owners, managers, creditors, interested outsiders, and the concise picture of profitability and of financial position of the business. Why this financial accounting is prepared? Because I have already said that in a joint stock company the manager is different and the owners are different. At the end of the accounting period they should be maintained in a books of accounts, so that to know, to discover that how the business are running. Is it running profitably or it is running by loss? So it conveys the message to the owners, it conveys the message to the management, creditors and interested outsiders, the picture of profitability and financial position of a business. So financial account, a combination of 3 important statements. One is the trading or manufacturing account, another one is a profit and loss account or income statement, and another one is a balance sheet. We will discuss this in detail in the upcoming videos. What are the features of this final account? That is, already have said you that to know the profitability of the business and to know the financial strength of the business, to forecast and budget for the business, and for the communication purpose. It communicates to the owners and it communicates to the manager and the creditors and other stakeholders of the business, and the growth rate of a businesses. This is all we need. That is why we prepare a final account. Who are the users of these final accounts? First, most importantly, they are stakeholders of a business, and that means a management. Management use a final accounts or a financial statement for preparing a plan, a budget for the next year. What is the profit this year? What are the expenses we have this year? how much asset we have, what is our liability, everything we can come to know through the final accounts, so that the management can able to prepare a plan and budget for the next year. And most importantly, for our investors. Investors are the person who invest their money into the business. Before making an investment, they wanted to know the earning capacity of a business. That is how the business are running. If our investment will give more earnings, or our investment is a profitable or not, then they'll come to know only through the final accounts of a company. So the final accounts provide all the information to them. The next one is a money lender. Money lender are the person who lent their money to the enterprises. So they wanted to know the company's repaying capacity. That means a credit worthiness of a businesses. So the final accounts gives this information to the money lender. Next, a taxation authority. Taxation authority collects taxes for a business on net profit for the year. To know the net profit, we need the final accounts or a financial statement of the year, because in a profit and loss account we came to know that what is a net profit. In a balance sheet we can come to know that what is a liability we have, what is an asset we have. So this helps for a tax authorities also. Then it helps for a government. Why the government? How the government will be helpful from this financial account? Because the government, on the basis of a financial statement, government authorities determine the progress of various industries and the need for financial help. To give a financial help, the government has to know that how these industries are progressing. So this can be done by a final account. Various taxation is levied by government after analyzing the financial statement. Who are the other parties are involved? The other parties may be a banker, employer, creditor, stock exchange authorities, researchers, economists, customers. All will be benefited from the preparation of final accounts. So as a whole we can say that the role of accounting is accumulate accounting data in such a manner that the amount of profit made or loss sustained during a particular period ascertained by a final accounts of a company. Then the final accounts enable us to check on the conduct of business and to discover whether it is being profitable or not. They are the means of conveying to the owners. They are the only thing that conveys to the owners that how the business are running. So in this session we have also discussed that what are the uses in the world. Uses or days for the preparation of final accounts. In the next sessions we'll discuss how these final accounts are prepared. Thank you.